Imagine it's New York City, 1949. You just finished an important business dinner. The waiter places the bill on your table. Confidently, you reach into your pocket, and your wallet isn't there. You forgot it. An embarrassing mistake. But that single moment would inspire one of the biggest financial innovations in history. It changed not only how we pay, but how we think. Today, billions of people carry credit cards. Every day, trillions of rupees are spent with a simple tap. But here's the question: did credit cards simply make payments easier, or did they quietly rewire the way our brains make financial decisions? Welcome to the Invisible Engine, where we uncover the hidden systems shaping our world. Long before plastic cards existed, people had only three ways to buy something: cash, checks, or trust. Local shopkeepers often knew their customers personally. If someone didn't have enough money, the amount was written in a ledger and paid later. This system worked, but only locally. As cities grew, travel increased, and businesses expanded, trust could not travel with people. Carrying large amounts of cash was risky. Checks were slow. The world needed a way to make trust portable. According to the widely told story, businessman Frank McNamara forgot his wallet while dining in New York in 1949. The following year, he launched the Diners Club card. It wasn't a credit card like today's cards. It was a charge card. You could eat at participating restaurants and pay Diners Club later, but you had to pay the full bill each month. For the first time, one card could be accepted at many businesses. It solved a simple problem: convenience. But banks saw something much bigger. In 1958, Bank of America introduced Bank AmeriCard, the first large-scale revolving credit card. This was revolutionary. Customers no longer had to pay the entire bill at once. They could pay part of it and carry the remaining balance forward for a fee. Soon, Bank AmeriCard evolved into Visa, while competing banks created what later became Mastercard. For consumers, it meant convenience and access to short-term credit. For businesses, it meant customers were less likely to walk away from a purchase. For banks, it created a sustainable business model through merchant fees and interest on unpaid balances. It wasn't just a payment method anymore. It became an entire financial ecosystem. The creators wanted to solve a payment problem, but they unintentionally changed human behavior. Behavioral economists George Lowenstein and Drazen Perleg introduced the idea of the pain of pain. Every purchase has two emotions: the joy of getting something and the pain of losing money. When you pay 5,000 rupees in cash, your brain immediately feels the loss. You physically watch the money leave your hand. That tiny moment creates friction. It makes you stop and ask, do I really need this? A credit card removes that friction. You tap, you leave. The pleasure happens today. The payment happens weeks later. Psychologists call this decoupling, separating the enjoyment of buying from the pain of pain. And when the pain is delayed, spending often feels easier. The card didn't change the price, it changed the experience. Credit cards also take advantage of several predictable patterns in human decision making. The first is hyperbolic discounting. Humans naturally value immediate rewards more than future costs. Owning a new phone today feels exciting. Paying for it over the next 12 months feels like a distant problem. Then comes mental accounting, a concept introduced by Nobel laureate Richard Thaler. Imagine spending 50,000 rupees and receiving 1,000 rupees cash back. Instead of thinking I spent 50,000, many people think I earned 1,000. Our brains often treat cash back as a gain, even though it only offsets part of the spending. There is also the anchoring effect. A laptop priced at 120,000 rupees sounds expensive, but advertise it as only 3,999 rupees per month, and your brain begins comparing 3,999 instead of 120,000. The total cost fades into the background. Finally, there is loss aversion, described by Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky. When banks remind you that your reward points are about to expire, many people make purchases they did not plan for simply because losing those points feels worse than spending.
Dopamine and anticipation shape how we feel when we buy things. The excitement of making a purchase can feel like a small rush. That rush comes from the reward system in the brain reacting to expectation. Anticipation can be pleasurable even before we receive the item. Delayed payment options keep the positive feeling separate from the negative cost. Online shopping removes friction and makes buying feel effortless. Tap to Pay condenses the action into a single motion. Equated monthly installments or EMIs spread cost into manageable chunks. Cashback offers and reward points create an extra layer of gratification. Festive sales amplify urgency and make discounts feel irresistible. Suddenly, you start recognizing your own spending habits in a new way. Credit cards have evolved into lifestyle products, not just payment tools. They now offer rewards, cashback, travel points, and lounge access. Many cards let you convert big buys into EMIs or use buy now, pay later services. Subscription payments and one-click checkout make recurring charges invisible. Contactless payments and mobile wallets further reduce friction at checkout. In India, credit cards rose alongside digital payment systems and UPI. Digital payments keep reducing friction and making payments invisible. Payments are becoming seamless background actions in our lives. So are credit cards good or bad? The truth is balanced. Benefits include fraud protection, interest-free periods, and building credit history. Cards also provide rewards and emergency access to funds and travel convenience. Risks include overspending, high-interest debt, and the minimum payment trap. Impulse purchases and lifestyle inflation can quietly erode financial health. The problem is not the card itself. The problem begins when convenience replaces conscious decision-making. Credit cards reduced friction, delayed consequences, and added rewards. They shrank large purchases into monthly payments and made spending feel easier. Credit cards did not force people to spend. They changed the environment in which spending decisions are made. The same piece of plastic can help one person build wealth and lead another into debt. The difference is not the card. It is understanding the psychology behind it. Because the most powerful financial tool you own is not your credit card. It is your mind. And that is the invisible engine.